Hey guys, welcome to The Invisible Hand. This is workshop number 3, which is all about demand. Here we go. Your objective remains the same. We are a policy group working for the Department of Energy, trying to figure out how we can distribute or allocate scarce resources based upon a process of evaluation, taking into consideration the consumers, and how we can help balance that market. Your standards, again, we're going to focus on this lesson. It will be mostly focused on E.2.1, which is the law of demand this time. We focused on supply last time. Workshop goals. By the end of this workshop, students will be able to describe the law of demand and the relationship that demand has on both price and quantity. You guys will be able to do this by paying close attention to the law of demand and the direction of a demand curve. That's a little hint. Here we go, demand. I wanted to put quiz questions in, wasn't working, so no quiz questions today on this, so it's just kind of watch and make sure you take good notes, because when I'm not in class, you guys will need. Demand, simply stated, is the amount of product the consumer is willing and able to buy. Now that's the biggest thing there, right? The demand for Lamborghinis is not that high because people can't buy lots of Lamborghinis, right? The demand for, $1,000 pair of basketball shoes that can make you jump through the ceiling of any gymnasium in America, okay? People aren't spending thousands of dollars on basketball shoes. So that's a really important consideration to take when we take into demand. Willing and able, and that's the distinction between our wants. We want, but what can we actually afford? And that's a really important part of demand. The law of demand states that as the price of a product increases, the quantity demanded is going to decrease. When the price goes up, the demand goes down, right? Again, same principle. We're looking at a very high priced item. We're likely not to get those very high price items. The law of demand is an inverse relationship, unlike the law of supply, which was a positive relationship. In this sense, it means that basically when one goes up, the other one goes down. Supply was when one goes up, the other one goes up. This one is when one goes up, the other one goes down. So think of the terms of money that you're willing to spend. How much money would you be willing to spend? And how does that impact this? Here's your simple demand curve, and that's what you guys would see. Take a couple looks at it. You'll see notice the labels on the axis. All right, so I've got my axes labeled. I have an origin that's set to 0. And the demand curve is always down to the right. And that just makes sure that the law of demand applies. Notice what it means. Quantity demanded is high at lower prices, right? So as that price becomes low here, the demand is here. But when when the price is high here, we're demanding almost none of this product. All right, and that's an important distinction for us to make. Here's kind of how you would be able to graph something like this. You start by, again, it's the same idea as in math class, all right? So let's get our labels set, and notice I didn't start, again, my graph, my table of data starts at 4, but my origin is 0, so I start at 1, 2, 3, and then I get to 4. So we're not going to use some of this space right down here, all right? We're not going to use this space, and that's okay. We don't have to, all right? So I'm going to start kind of from the bottom in this one, but at $300, right, we demand, at $4, we demand 300 pizzas. At $5, we demand 250 pizzas. At $6, we demand 200 pizzas. At $7, it's 150 pizzas. And at $8, we're looking about 100 pizzas. All right, again, plot the points, connect the dots, label it. That's another important part. So this is our demand of pizza. So again, no quiz questions here, so I want to thank you guys for watching this quick video about demand. Again, tomorrow you guys will be using this in class, so it's essential that you guys are getting this down. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Take care.